It's been 16 long months in the making, but in his search for the perfect place to open his British restaurant, Vito Catafo has finally struck gold.
80,000 euros.
Okay.
I think this has concluded the business.
There's around 3,000 Italian restaurants in the UK and not a single British restaurant in Italy. Until now.
It's the curtain up. It's showtime.
So, he's got the place, but what to serve? Well, Vito wants the best of British. He's bagged cheese, beef and sausages.
So I could see this in Bangers and Mash and they would go wild for it.
This week, Vito's heading to Wiltshire to source the best chutneys and mustards.
That would clear your nostrils.
Then, he'll be testing them out on his own hungry builders.
My God, they've just gone crazy for it.
And he'll be bringing Bologna to a standstill.
Where is my truck? You're costing me a lot of money for nothing. Hey, the whole truck is for me, the new restaurant. Here, I show you. We've got crockery from Stoke-on-Trent. We got knives and forks from Sheffield. So we're supporting the British cause.
Vito's bringing British food to Bologna, a mammoth task. It's considered the food capital of Italy and has a fiercely competitive restaurant market. Vito will have to make Italian diners here forgo their culinary heritage of bolognese sauce, parma ham and tortellini and tuck into bangers and mash and fish and chips. This is where he's going to do it.
After a lot of thought, the name that I've decided to call this beautiful new business is Passion Restaurant. It gives me that passion, the building gives me that passion of being lived in. It's a wonderful old building that dates back many, many centuries. I just feel comfortable with it, I really do. It's like wearing a fantastic suit.
It's May 2009. The paperwork is done and now the hard work really begins. Vito needs to be open in just 1 month because until there's food on the tables, he won't be making money. In the UK, Vito has made his name renovating old buildings into fantastic restaurants, so he knows the first thing to do is gut the place. The restaurant is split across 2 levels, with adjoining dining room upstairs and the kitchen and further eating downstairs.
If you can remember, it was an absolute tip before. It's a tip now. But, you know, like every good visionaire, I can see what it's going to look like when we finish.
And Vito's thrilled by his vision.
You're seeing it now, absolutely stripped. And this is where I really get excited because this is the engine room. This is the heart of the restaurant. And you've got these very smart, handsome chefs buzzing around doing the job. And I'm buying British cookers, so I'm very pleased. The only thing I don't want to happen is anything to break down. Because to get an engineer here from England on a Saturday night could be difficult. Everything that I do in here, I think it through and I want to make sure that it works. This is a house, this is my home. And that's what you do, you put your heart and soul into it.
Vito's passion is backed up with a massive financial investment. He's risking ruin to make sure his labour of love is a resounding success.
The costs are astronomical. The original price was around 100,000. You got 5% for the agent's fee. Then on top of that, you have the lawyer's fee. On top of that, you've got 20% VAT here. Then you've got the builder. Then you've got the electrician. Then on top of that, you've got the plumber. Honestly, it's a joke. It really is a joke. You ain't going to get change out of 600,000 euros. Then that's before we even get to the fact that we've got to talk to the architect.
And the architect is local whiz kid Luca.
Hey, Luca, buongiorno!
He's been handed the task of turning Vito's vision into reality.
Here we're gonna change this wooden thing here.
Vito's vision knows no bounds. He dreams of creating a 100-seater, cosy-feeling British restaurant. But it's a long way off yet.
Let's go through the next one.
He needs Luca to install a state-of-the-art kitchen and rewire the whole building. But Vito's biggest worry is the restaurant's extraction, which pumps air in and out of the downstairs kitchen and dining room. He's removed the old units on the walls and is desperate to hide the new industrial ducting that would destroy his homely restaurant atmosphere.
Tell me about this extraction problem we're going to got here.
Yeah, it's going to be a completely flat, square thing. We're going to maybe box it.
And you're happy with that, are you? It's definitely going to be okay?
Yes, because, you know, when it's over, people won't see it. You know?
No,
it's
exactly.
It's going to be just behind the tables, behind the chairs, so you won't notice.
Vito is a perfectionist and is more than happy to change his mind. Just this morning, he rejigged the downstairs plans and asked for this new wall to be put up.
The wall is a lot better. You know, this is something they've done today. They've knocked this up today, which is, I'm impressed with that.
And Vito changed his mind, I guess, 7 or 8 times just today. Well, you know, but you get used to these kind of things because the client tends to do that.
These constant changes are threatening to delay the opening night. Vito has given Luca just 5 weeks to finish the restaurant, and the head builder Lino is feeling the pressure.
Domani una cosa, dopodomani un'altra cosa, dopodomani... Se hai tutto materiale pronto,
Io non devo
ti stressi? No, già mi sto facendo le flebbo qua, lo sai le flebbo?
No, poi tengo quello.
No, io le flebbo.
Every time I go to these guys, they think I'm loading them with more and more work. I'm not. It's, you know, it hasn't been sorted out from day one.
Vito knows he has to keep his team together because this building site is about to get a whole lot busier. It's now 3 weeks into the build, with just 8 days before opening. The work is far from finished, but everything from crockery to dining tables is being delivered today. Vito ordered it all from the UK and is paying by the hour for a team of strong men to unload his lorry. But the problem is, the driver is lost.
Can you tell me where is my truck, please? Dove sta il camion? I'm waiting. Yes, I know the truck. The truck. You know, this is very, very important because at the moment I have contractors here and you're costing me a lot of money for nothing. Thank you. Arrivederci. Ciao. We're waiting for the truck. A 45-foot truck. You know, you can't lose one of those. Sat-nav. Big truck. We wait. It's one thing after another in Italy. Nothing's easy.
At last, 2 hours late, Vito's lorry arrives, and just as he directs it into a parking space, the police arrive too.
How come the police always turn up?
And to win over the police, Vito conveniently forgets his fluent Italian and plays the dumb Englishman.
Oh, scusa, I only speak English, sir. We're unloading for the truck. The whole truck is for me, the new restaurant. Here, I show you.
The hotel?
Yes, sir. We unload quickly. So where do we go from here, then? Oh, no, I understand. My Italian is no good.
Take it there.
OK, where's the camion now?
After 5 minutes of English charm, the police are won over, and Vito is allowed to unload his truck of British imports on one of the busiest roads in Bologna.
So we're going to start slowly with all what I call the bits and bobs. No. Quelli, tu vai sobre. £125,000 worth of catering equipment. You can't get this quality. We've got crockery from Stoke-on-Trent. We got knives and forks from Sheffield. So we're supporting the British cause. The porcelain is fantastic. The porcelain, oh, that is the best beautiful quality. And when these Italians, when they eat off of this quality porcelain, they're going to go, Mamma mia! The porcelain is better than the food. I've even bought ties from England.
Vito's brought over Britain's best cutlery, crockery and clothing. All he needs now is the food. Coming up, back in Blighty, he's in Wiltshire sourcing the best condiments, horseradish and mustards.
What I want to do is take this British concept of mine to Italy and say, try this, because you guys don't know what you're missing.
He'll be hoping the pickle will win over his builders with a traditional ploughman's lunch.
Salute! They've gone absolutely crazy for that. They're just eating it natural.
But inside, the workers aren't living up to Vito's high standards.
You've got to watch these guys like a ton of bricks. You've got to, honestly, you really, they just, God.
Vito Catafo is on a quest to open a British restaurant in the heart of Italy.
Passion restaurant.
He's bought a place in the centre of the country's food capital, Bologna. Vito wants to get paying customers in as soon as possible, so has given himself less than a month to create his vision.
This is my home. You put your heart and soul into it.
Back in the UK, Vito has the job of filling his restaurant fridges with the best British food. And today, he's in Wiltshire to learn the secrets behind Britain's top condiments.
I've got the pleasure of meeting a gentleman by the name of Guy, who runs a very successful business making homemade traditional chutneys, and they tell me the best horseradish available.
From the humble tomato ketchup to exotic apple and sage jellies, the condiment is the unsung hero of the Great British Dinner Table. The nation's top 3 sellers are ketchup, mayonnaise and brown sauce. Collectively, the market is worth a whopping £500 million a year. Today, Vito is hunting for a trio of specialist condiments that will accompany his British menu. He's meeting condiments expert Guy Tulberg, who runs a family business called Tracklements.
Hey!
Hello, Vito.
How are you, buddy?
Very well. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Vito has sourced succulent British beef for his roast dinner and now needs horseradish cream to accompany it. His British pork bangers are missing whole grain mustard with bite. Finally, Vito is hunting for a luxurious chutney to accompany his delicious cheddar cheese. The secret of Guy's award-winning chutneys is to mix the best raw ingredients from Britain with spices from around the world.
These are dates from Pakistan, Turkish dried figs, the cinnamon sticks that are going to be Indian or the Indian Ocean. These will be allspice berries, which are Jamaican in origin, and again, wonderfully aromatic.
It's a lovely chocolatey flavour, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
and you eat these, and these are very much part of the tradition of chutney making. We've always been an exploring and adventurous nation, with this idea that the British aren't adventurous with their food. Well, look at it. Look at all the different spices. Look at all the different things that have gone into British food. So I think British food has always been a melding of all those cultures.
These exotic spices are mixed with British root vegetables to make the best chutney.
And so we start off by putting the vinegar in. This is cider vinegar. So in goes the carrots.
beautiful.
Diced onions.
Already you can smell that mix, can't you?
Yeah, and you've got the acidity of the vinegar. And remember, it's vital. The vinegar, it's vital to the process of preserving it. They were made to sit in a cupboard and last for years.
Yep.
That's the whole idea behind them.
After about 15 minutes, the spices are added to the mixture.
We've got ginger, we've got cinnamon, we've got allspice going in. That's fresh chopped chilli. Vito, do you want to give it a stir?
I don't want to make it, well,
No,
I mean,
you're not. You can just work.
really work it. Show me.
We call this the Hawaii 5-0, OK?
Oh, I got it. Oh, yeah, right. I got it.
You got it.
I got it. I want it. I love this. This is gorgeous.
This shows again the people who've been out to India coming back and they were experimenting in their kitchens. So this is tamarind paste. More Hawaii 5-0 is required.
One of the things that you tend to have here is everyone is hand working rather than machine working.
Yeah, people make this product,
Right.
not machines.
Right.
We don't set
Yeah,
buzzers,
yeah.
we don't set bells. It's very much made to a feel.
I can imagine your father first coming up with this recipe, what he must have found. He must have struck gold. He's bottling it, he's putting
Yes.
it into a format that other people are going to enjoy.
Yes,
and that's what
absolutely.
I want to do,
Yeah.
is take this British concept of mine to Italy and say, try this, because you guys don't know what you're missing.
The chutney is left to simmer for a further half an hour, so Vito heads off to source his second condiment, made from a very potent British root.
It's just this evil-looking stuff, isn't it?
The horseradish has no bite until it's been ground down, but when the root is crushed, volatile oils are released and the horseradish bites back.
Don't get too close, because it'll suddenly leap out at you. Can you feel that on your eyes?
Unbelievable.
That's really, really
very,
strong.
Very strong. What is the history behind horseradish?
Medieval times, Tudor times, meat was probably slightly rotten, not particularly nice. So actually, if you could put strong flavours with it, and you can imagine that that is where the idea of beef and horseradish came from.
Was there a horse involved?
Some of the root looks a little bit like a horse's...
OK, got it.
Just try a little bit, put that in your mouth, and you'll immediately get this lovely sort of raw boomph of heat of horseradish. It's actually getting hotter all the time.
The horseradish is mixed with cream, sugar, mustard, flour and salt, and is then pumped into jars. With chutney and horseradish making the grade, Vito heads to the blooming mustard fields to find the king of condiments, whole grain English mustard.
As it is at the moment, then, that's just the flour, that's it?
This is the flour, and it'll grow up, and you'll see little pods hanging down with 2 or 3 mustard seeds in each. As they harvest it, the pods burst open, and that becomes the mustard seed that you know, and then we grind, and then we go on to make our mustard seeds.
And this is Britain at its best, isn't it?
Oh, it is wonderful.
The crushed seeds are soaked in cider vinegar, chilies and spices are added, and it's time to taste.
This looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it?
So this is a straight whole grain mustard. It's not so strong that it's going
It's
to...
blow my brains with
No.
The Romans brought mustard to Britain,
Oh,
and now, more than 1,600 years later, Vito is taking it back.
your mustards and chutneys are just going to blow the socks off the Italian diners. Thank you again for everything.
Thank you, Vito, very much.
Buon appetito.
If you want to find out more about fantastic British food, log on to channel4.com/food. Back in Bologna, it's time to test Guy's great condiments. Vito's fiancée, Margherita, is preparing a meal fit for Vito's hard-working builders, a ploughman's lunch.
A little tiny bit more pickle and one more pickled onion, then it sort of gives it a nice balance.
She's feeling confident about Vito's British menu.
I think it could work really well because there isn't any competition. There isn't anything British, so that is going to be really, really good. It's got to be a hit. I'm really happy with it.
And what we have here is a traditional English lunch, cheese and apples, pilkels, bread, OK? And obviously, English beer. Great Britain, salute!
Vito's builders are from the southern regions of Italy, where lunch consists of pastas, grilled meats and fresh vegetables, all washed down with good red wine. The food they eat is a world away from typical British builder's nosh, so Vito is keen to know how the British mustards will go down.
My God, they've just gone crazy for it. I've never seen anyone eat mustard straight from the jar.
Dopo è diversa,
OK.
però è buona se gustata bene.
And the chutneys are a big hit too.
Bravo, grazie.
Secondo me la cucina inglese qui in Italia potrebbe andare.
Ecco.
So the lunch is a success, but these builders have healthy appetites.
Anche se a mezzogiorno gli italiani sono abituati a mangiare un po' più pesante. Questo è un pranzo, diciamo, molto leggero.
Che poi, Vito, ti faccio venire a mangiare a casa mia e ti faccio mangiare io. Mangi un giorno che basta per te. La differenza è che in Italia...
Saluta lei, lui. They absolutely just consumed it. Consumed it. I've always said that is the proof is in the eating. And on that note, I've got to make sure these guys aren't sat back in there and that the mustard is firing on the wrong end. So let's go and have a look.
Fueled by British grub, the builders are back up their ladders. It's now 6 days before opening, and they're painting the restaurant in Vito's colour of choice, yellow.
It's a lovely colour. It's fresh, very fresh. It's like the sunshine. It's lovely. You know, with the arches, it's going to look absolutely lovely. That's only the first coat. There's going to be 2 more coats going on.
But Vito's sunny feeling quickly clouds over. He spent a small fortune ripping out the old extraction to create a romantic British restaurant. But it's somewhat undermined by the unsightly tube in the corner.
The original plan is that should have been close to the wall. So by the time I put a box on there, I'm going to lose a foot. It's too far out. You've got to watch these guys like a ton of bricks. You've got to, honestly, you really do just Ma m'aiuta molto, Lino, m'aiuta molto. I'm going to end up there now with a massive box running all the way up the bloody wall, and then it's going to go into the extraction unit, which, you know, Lucas said to me it wasn't going to be the case.
So as soon as the builders have packed up, Vito summons Luca for a crisis meeting.
Hey! I'm not impressed with those bloody builders, buddy.
Vito spent a fortune making the restaurant look good, and he's not going to let some ghastly extraction units destroy his vision.
Yeah, what I want to do is to hide this awful ducting. It's destroying the restaurant. You know, customers walk in and it takes over.
Vito now wants to box in the extraction tubes so they blend seamlessly with this ancient building.
Rather than having that awful thing that's destroying, we build the arches, because that's the beautiful arches. It's extra money, I know, but I want it.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is very easy, Luca. All you do, chef, all you do, you box, and then you take out arches.
Okay.
That's it. It's a facade, you understand? That's what I call it, a facade.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like the theatre, when they do the theatre.
Yes, I see.
I know you're not building the Roman Empire.
After much discussion and plans, Luca finally thinks he gets the picture of what's in Vito's head.
Oh, hold on, you got it! No, you got it! Excellent!
So the next morning, it's a cover-up job. Luca cracks the whip, and the ugly ducting is transformed into a beautiful swan.
They need to make, renew it, or?
Well, almost.
Let's just try and summarize what we're doing about this ducting.
Nothing. Okay.
Let's go.
Nothing is the wrong answer. Vito wants perfection, which means no trace of the ducting. So, he gets Lino's gang to finish the job.
20 minuti siamo pronti, Vito.
Okay.
And, with the extraction hidden from view, Vito is a happy man.
That's a result. Congratulations.
Thank you, Vito. I'm happy.
I'm going to get Lino a nice bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
The next day, Vito sticks to his word.
Un piccolo regalo, grazie molto.
Grazie.
Ma vai piano, eh?
Sì.
Ciao.
Next time, things are hotting up in the kitchen.
We are so far behind schedule. Looks very serious because we just don't have the equipment in place. Questo costa 1.000 euro.
Vito finds out tracking down the king of fish can be a sticky process. And, as opening night looms, can Vito stand the heat?
It is the most volatile business that anyone can get into, and if you get it wrong, you go bust faster than you open.
Has British cooking got what it takes to match Italy's classic dishes? Tell us what you think at channel4.com/food. Coming up, they say we can all do something, even the sick. Meet the Benefit Busters.